Hello and welcome to Nithrania YouTube channel. My name is Branislav Berec and today I have another preview video for you, this time for the expansions for the game Beast. There are two expansions, one of them is called the Shattered Isles and the other is called the Great Hunt. Both of them are part of the campaign, crowdfunding campaign, which is currently running on Gamefound. You can find the link in the description below. And I have a preview copy here. The box is only for the Shattered Isles expansion, but it contains the components from both of these expansions. And not all the components, but only some of them, so that you can get a taste of what these expansions are bringing. And keep in mind that all these components are prototype components, everything is subject to change. And to be honest, as we speak, some of these components have already been changed due to the playtesting. So I'm going to go through all the new items that are in these expansions, and then I'll give you some thoughts about how the game feels, how these expansions feel to me. First of all, both expansions will contain new contracts. The structure of these contracts is the same as in the base game, except for these boxes at the bottom. These are rewards for controlling or gaining the control of ruins. Now, what are ruins? Ruins are these special spaces on the map, and as you can see, there is a new map, double-sided map included in this expansion. And these ruins are special spaces. Anytime the beast or a hunter starts the turn in the ruin space, instead of taking actions by cards, you can take control of that ruin. It's a passive ability, but you may not take any other turns, any actions during that turn. But when you gain control of that ruin, you will mark it with this token, either with the beast side or a hunter side up. And after gaining control, you also gain the reward from the corresponding location. Here we have the high peaks. So looking at the contract, the beast would gain a beastie talent card and the grudge. So these rewards are quite powerful. In addition, some of these rewards at the end of the first or second night may also have the number of controlled ruins as one of the requirements. Now, looking at the map, there are two other new elements, new features or game mechanics in the game. First of them are these hidden paths. Those are these paths. You can see one of them here, the other one is over here. And if you want to move from one location to the other location on that path, you can only do that if your natural habitat matches the habitat on the map. So, for example, this Vecker needs the forest habitat, which means at the moment the Vecker would not be able to move from this location. However, you can always transform these locations using the standard transform action in the game. And that way, not only you make this hidden path available to you, but you block the hidden path for other players. The second change are these smaller locations with two habitats shown, similar to the starting location, which is a habitat of all types. There are now locations with two habitats, and these locations make it a lot easier for you to use the special abilities. Then there are three new mechanics on the cards as well. This one is called the Split. When you play this card, you may choose to play it as a blue card or the red card. This makes it easier for you to combo this card with other card you play during the same turn. Then this is the variation on the mechanics from the base game. In order to play this card, you must be on the habitat shown here. So, for example, here you can only play this card if you are on this habitat. Now, this symbol means that you must be on a location with habitat that matches your own habitat, whichever habitat it is. Now, this one is called the Overload because when you play such card, you may play it normally as the red card in this case, resolve the effect on the card, and then you can play some other card. Or you may decide to play both of these effects from one card, which means this would be your only card you play during the turn. The card has the red symbol here and then the blue symbol at the bottom, which means you combine both of these effects. It's like playing two different cards. So after playing the first effect, you may overload it and then play the second effect as well, and that concludes your turn. Talking about the cards, there are 4 new action cards added to the game. With these action cards, the deck of action cards is now bigger, and that also changes the draft. During the draft, you get 1 additional card, but you also discard 1 additional card. It makes the drafting smoother and allows for a better planning. Now, let me briefly talk about the beasts in the game. Becker, for me, is one of the most interesting characters. It starts with all these trail tokens placed on the beast board at the start of the game. And those trail tokens are used in 2 different ways. First of all, they are used as trails on the map. However, they are also used to boost the special abilities on the cards. When you boost this ability, you have to take the corresponding number of tokens and place them in this drained mask area. And these are locked, which means they may not be used to boost the abilities, but they may also not be used as trail tokens on the map. When you lose all these trail tokens from this soul mask area, the Becker becomes immediately revealed and will be revealed as long as you have this area empty. You can get the tokens back into this soul mask area in 2 different ways. Anytime you gain a grudge, you may take 1 of the tokens from the drained mask to the soul mask area, or anytime these admirers, the summons, kill some victims on the map, you may also take 2 tokens from the drained area to the soul mask area. Remember, you will not get any grudges when you kill victims with your summons. However, in this case, you really need those tokens back so that you can use them as the trail tokens or again boost your special abilities. Now, one of those special abilities is to use the false movement. When you use the false movement, you place 2 cards on the map. This is your true movement and this is your false movement. The important thing is that both of these cards generate trail tokens. So, for example, if the beast is located here and the true movement card is north, but the false movement card is south, if, let's say, the hunter gets to this location, there will be a trail token placed on that location. However, hunters don't know if this is the true movement or the false movement. Marder is another interesting character. It has this very strong storm ability. It can attack with this ability, and when you overload the card, you may do additional damage and then you may transform each nearby location. And when you upgrade it to a Stormbringer, after you play Yagi, there is this card, you actually take that storm card back into your hand with this special ability. Yagis can use this outburst ability. With that ability they can kick the nearby hunter, animal or settler on their location. And on top of that, it also has the reaction card as part of those beast cards. Then the Feathered King is the character or the beast from the Great Hunt expansion. It is a very unique character because it starts the game as Unborn. It has a double-sided beast board. As the Unborn character, it only has 2 strength, so it's very vulnerable. But as soon as you kill any 2 animals, it becomes reborn. It will transform all nearby locations, and it will also deal 1 damage to each nearby hunter and settler. So when you get reborn, you really want to be close to hunters and settlers. Now the hunters. The first one is Eyvind. It has a companion, this flying Felja. I hope that's the correct pronunciation. Once per turn after you play an action card, you may summon this companion and it can fly up to 2 spaces away from your current location. This companion can activate watchtowers. It can also gain control of ruins. And on top of that, Eyvind has this grappling hook card, which is a fantastic card because it can hook any being, so the beast or a hunter or a settler, which is up to 2 spaces away from Avent, and you can pull yourself to the location of that being, or you can pull that being into your location. Then Eldir has a special ability that can be used to move the hunter up to 3 steps away in one direction. Then the overload effect was changed. The original one was something like a berserk, because instead of moving just 3 steps in one direction, this hunter was able to not only move 3 steps in one direction, but also attack in each location once. Now this was changed, and the overload ability says that the hunter in the same location can perform the search action. And finally, the last one from this set is the Esmeria. This is the character from the Great Hunt expansion. And you definitely don't want this character to be the first one to move, because with the Unnatural Resolve, it can move through locations with trails without any limitations. Furthermore, when you upgrade it, the Black Start ability allows it to play 1 card at the start of the day, even before the beast. And with the Predict ability, it can actually copy the first blue action card that the beast plays each day. Then as the last step, I want to show you these beautiful acrylic tokens. If you think about upgrading the cardboard tokens to these acrylic, I would highly recommend to do so. They look beautiful, they feel great, they sound beautifully, and they look beautiful on the board. In addition, these acrylic standees also look fantastic. So if you think about upgrading to these acrylic components, highly recommend it. So that's it. That's the brief overview of both expansions, the Shattered Isles and the Great Hunt. As I said, everything is subject to change, and these expansions will contain more contracts, more beasts, more hunters, more fun. And I would say fun is the word I would use to describe these expansions, because I had so much fun playing as these characters. The Vecker beast, which uses these soul tokens as dead souls of the killed victims, and uses them to boost the special abilities on the cards. And then false movements, that was just so much fun, especially when you're able to gain more than 1 false movement until the until the beast is revealed. It can completely confuse the hunters, and it's fun to see those hunters, how they're lost. Is this a real trail or is it a false trail? And they discuss with each other. Excellent. So in that case, in that moment, it's even good to be intentionally revealed. You boost your card, you use a special powerful ability, and then you get revealed, and you know that in the next 2 moves you will play movements, false movements, and you can completely confuse those hunters. Fun to watch. I really enjoyed it. And the same applies for this Feathered King. Unborn and Reborn. When Unborn, he's really vulnerable, really vulnerable. So it was very tense to move on the map and try to find even 2 sheep just to get reborn. But then when you get reborn, you want to be close to the hunters and to settlers to deal the massive damage in one move, during one action. And when you get the timing right, and when you do it well, it's so rewarding, it's so much fun. But on the other hand, also playing for the hunters, the one with the flying companion that can fly 2 spaces away and get those ruins, get the control of the ruins, or find the beast. And with the combination of that hook, you can find the beast, hook the beast to your location, or hook yourself to that location. So much fun to use these abilities and combo with other cards and get the timing well. I'm really impressed how many great ideas are already in this expansion. I'm looking forward to see more characters, more beasts. It reminds me a little bit of Gloomhaven. that when every single character, new character I unlocked had something unique, cool, special, and so fun to play. So I have the same feeling with this expansion, with these characters, these beasts and hunters. Cool ideas, well implemented. I had so much fun playing it. So that's my conclusion. That's my brief overview of the expansions, Shatter Dials, and the Great Hunt for the Beast game. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Branislav Berec. You've been watching the Nithrania YouTube channel, and hope to see you next time.